for stream, and certainly one that you don't want to miss. Starting off from the point of view of Lucid, understandably, and always interesting to see what the opening strategy is going to be for both sides. SLG with a nice couple of kills off the break here is going to give Quadrant a little bit of freedom on the map here. They've already got a little bit of hill time. They also have control of tower and snipe, so Overshield, which of course pops just a few moments after this game starts, they're going to be in a great position for that as well. Yeah. With a couple of bullets coming out of that S7. For now though, Legend is going to be the first victim. The beatdown hitting. Quadrant find themselves 2 dead, and map control here for Optic.
Look at this, and like we said, what very quickly was about to be a 2-0. I mean, look at that scoreboard. Could be an Optic Gaming steal here, especially if Formal keeps hitting these shots.
He's bodying everything at the moment. Lucid picks up 1, Trippy gets 2. Quadrant find themselves 3 dead. Chica's last alive, and Optic, who really didn't feel like they were even on the map for the first couple of minutes of this game, well, they are now, and they're about to steal this hill away.
1-1 here on the board, and like we said, an opportunity to be the Heartbreak Kids. That's exactly what they did, and you have to think that's going to take a lot of the wind out of the sails of Quadrant, looking so good in your opening 2 minutes of gameplay for the sandbag help to come in. However, 2 dead off the back of that, and finally, Quadrant will get that second hill. Optic Gaming making it look interesting, however, now a 2-1 lead for Quadrant.
Gives a couple of warning shots. Seeker's going to clean that one up, and I tell you what, Quadrant, they let 1 hill slip away, but they're up 3-1 now. 1 more hill to go. 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. And Chick moves towards that hill. Seeker's going to be there, picking up a little bit of time. The beatdown comes in as well. It's 3 dead for Optic, and it might be game 1 here, going over to Quadrant in just a few moments' time.
4 dead. Lucid was the only player on concrete. He's going to have to try to fly out with Formal if he can. This is the last-ditch effort. No! Quadrant will take game number 1 in the series in a 4-1 fashion on King of the Hill live fire. Slayer Streets 50 kills to win. 12 minutes on the clock. We're getting to the game now. Here we go. Game number 2.
Well, EU certainly turning up today. Na'Vi kind of paving the way with that big 3-0 win over Cloud9, but Quadrant in a class of their own in Europe at the moment, looking to see if they can take down Optic Gaming once again. Chick gets those rockets off the break. No kills been picked up on either side until Trippy gets taken down with that battle rifle.
Free grab here from Quadrant. Very easily done. Also, gotta love that Quadrant rocket launcher. Lucid double team there. We have 25-25. As we said, we could not ask for these 2 teams to be any closer at the midpoint. Let's get to a list here with Optic Gaming.
Bring the back. I can back. Watch your back.
Up, guys. Up.
I got it.
Real. Watch out, real. Look at Matt.
Purple somewhere.
Yeah, purple. ATM, Matt. ATM. Going. Just sitting ATM. Hold ATM, Matt. You can see this guy. You guys mid. Coach. Just turn around, Joey. Turn around. Behind you.
They have numbers right now, guys.
One shot green.
The 1 kill game.
I was about to say, I think the rockets were down. SLG went for them, and Lucid picked up that kill, and now he has the rockets, and it's all tied up here. Seeker should be taken down, you would imagine, but he gets a kill. There's a flank coming in. Seeker gets 2 somehow, and all of a sudden, even though the rockets went in the favor of Optic Gaming, Quadrant and Seeker somehow come out of that the better.
You see Lucid throw his head back there. He did not want to trade there. SLG somehow gets the trade in Cafe as well, which continues a 2-kill lead. Threat Seeker does give a little bit of info. They will see Lucid there. That's going to give Seeker just an inch to move up, and the first kill as well. It's a killing spree for Seeker. Here comes the push.
2 more to go. Bulldog in his hand, you would imagine it's a guaranteed trade. Lucid pokes around the corner. No ammo to work with, but here comes Legends. They fly in, and Quadrant showing the late game composure we see from some of the best in the world. Put themselves 2-0 up with their favorite game type, their baby Stronghold just around the corner.
They don't call him the Threat Seeker for nothing. There's a very good chance that 16-0 record is the largest and longest modern record of an undefeated game type in the last decade of competitive Halo. Can they keep it up here? Doing so would guarantee a 3-0 win over Optic Gaming.
Legend gets that first kill, and that's going to open the map up for them. So, for Optic, they're going to have to do this probably the hardest way possible. Not just reverse sweeping Quadrant, but also putting an end to that ridiculous record that they find themselves on. Seeker last alive will be able to burn the camo. No, he won't. And it looks like they didn't get control of B as well. They do actually flip that, so Quadrant will be scoring early on, but Formal gets away with the camo, and it's a way for Optic to get back on this map. I mean, it's the worst thing you can do as a commentator to call a game early and call a series early, but with what we've seen so far in this game, you can't blame me for maybe thinking about doing so. B will get flipped here for Optic in just a second, though. SLG tries to get the damage down onto B, but look at the score fly up for Optic. 800% more than they had a few seconds ago.
Only their second hold of the entire game. Luckily, as you say, it's already paid dividends in terms of percentages compared to that first hold. And a little bit even cheers in the crowd from the Optic fans to see some points on the board. But my oh my, do they ever have quite a run they'll need to put together in these next 5 minutes. Not forget it was 181-1, and now it's 197-144. This has been a 150-point, nearly unanswered run for Optic Gaming.
As I said, it might be the most difficult path that Optic has to go down if they want to get back in this series well. They've started to find their footing here, and they're almost close enough to tie this game up.
AC still in the hands of Optic. This is a big 1v1 here. But neither player decided to continue in the engagement.
20 and 10 for Trippy. Optic making a desperate last push, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Lucid inside of A. The fight here might decide it. Lucid wins it, but the reset did come in, so now he has to work again. SLG comes in, Trippy flies in, SLG says, not today, son, and Quadrant. They get the broom out of the main stage here, and they sweep Optic Gaming aside.
Let the record books be updated. 17-0 in strongholds and 3-0. Oh.
Your flag. Incoming. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Enemy has the ball. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. 2. Ball incoming. Has the ball. Ball dropped. Has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. B. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill. 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 Enemy about to score. Enemy teams. Enemy about to score. Enemy team scored. Hill incoming. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill. Defeat.
Check this out. Fort Worth, help me out. I want you to say pineapples out loud. 3, 2, 1, pineapples. See, look at that. Easy, man. Really, really easy. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and do this. Thank you, guys. Love you. All right, we're jumping into the action. Right out of the break. Let's see what we can get here. Formal with camo. And of course, now with Optic Gaming in a position that they find themselves in, quite fascinating. And Formal's actually just going to play the angle here. Yeah. Play the info. I'm a little bit bummed that he didn't go for the back whack there, but maybe that's just because I'm a filthy casual.
He didn't know exactly where they're at, and then the second that he heard a grenade banking, he's been in that position enough time to say, that's probably coming right over towards here, towards turbine door. So he decided to back down, and once he realized the nade wasn't coming, decided to go towards the middle. But yeah, a bit of a cautious camo, more cautious than we normally expect.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not mad about it, man. Look at the value that he was able to get out of that, you know, and that speaks volumes to the decision-making that Formal is capable of making, his experience in all sorts of games and what he's been able to do as a champion from the human UAV as he picks up, I was going to say another one, but it doesn't work out. He's actually going to end up having to just challenge a little further out of this, but they do get the point. That's all that matters. And so far, so good for the green wall.
Yeah, look at how far out Optic are pushing out. I almost question this because they're pushing out so far away from C plat that there is a slight chance we could have seen some spawns towards back C or something like that, but it looks like they decided not to push and leave the elevator a little open. So great control across the entire map, but a bit cautious as, like I said, they were pushing out so far compared to the very first hill, where they were staying a bit more reserved, not pushing out into areas they didn't need to control. Right there, Lucid just going to buy some time, not any fear of having to get them out of the hill right away, but Lucid decides to challenge over towards Sneaky and towards Hydro, gets them both to back down. That's going to be second point on the board. Looks like we have a little bit of a different optic than we were seeing earlier in pool play today.
They didn't even need a full clear for that. 2 players was more than adequate for it. And that was off the back of just Lucid's presence alone. Pistol's going to do a lot of work. That is a great gun to pick up in these particular situations because his damage output is absurd.
Both of them, with his 1 life. You can't ask for a better trade ratio than that.
But it doesn't feel like they've been able to effectively play
they're not capitalizing off it, which is a bit surprising. Yeah, if you're having stellar individual performances like that or moments like that, oh my God.
Sweet baby! Love to see it! Of course, he's got nothing left in the tank.
Starting to kick those trash bags out there. It's like, all right, here's some more trash.
Get out of here, get out of here. Of course, so that's going to be a 3rd capture, and this is what we're watching right here is just clean gameplay from Optic with Formal. Everyone in Optic are doing exactly what they need to do as they've managed to pin down a few of these guys. And when you actually think about like, oh, no, that is just mean. That is mean. No! He did it again, Dave! He did it again for the win! That's so mean!
I feel like we've been seeing some like plasma grenade repulses in the past.
Yeah.
But this tournament more so than ever, even just the beginning of today and yesterday, we've been seeing it used so much more effectively.
Oh, dude.
Bit of a slower start than we usually see them as they drop that first set to Quadrant, as they almost lost to G1 earlier today. And now bracket play is where they cannot afford any errors.
Indeed, indeed. Now, Complexity did manage to get sniped. They had a more favorable position to be able to go after that sniper.
Drop a couple kills, 3rd kill coming on to King Nick, and that's going to be Sniper as the reward there for Trippy from Optic.
Yeah, and he's looking for a few more as well. And something else to note, too, I don't think Complexity have even crossed in this side of the map for the entire time that we've been on the perspective of I think, Trippy and Lucid.
Contradict that if needed. They're saying, no, we're already making a push towards Hotel. We don't have the firepower needed. Rather than sometimes you'll see kind of these IGLs or playmakers in the game say, hey, we're charging this. Let's go for this.
Yeah,
and almost demanding and assuming they have the backup.
Great value there from Formo. He was in a really bad position, but he had the help up top and was able to pick up the player in the catwalk. That's going to be 49. 1 frag remaining. APG's in a pretty good spot to go after it, though. But of course, it's going to be the human UAV who finds it, and a spectacular for Optic Gaming. Makes the green wall quite happy. But of course, job's not done yet. 1 more game for Optic. Complexity has to find it within themselves to come back into this. Holds it down stats-wise. Now we go over to Live Fire Oddball, a playground for a lot of these players. So we'll see if whether or not Complexity can dig deep and bring this one back, but they're going to need that reverse sweep to do so. And the way the series has gone, that's going to be tough. That That series looks like it's just heating up. But we did get word. We're jumping into the action, Dave. So let's see how this works out. I'm actually curious to see if the opening strat is going to be the same again.
I mean, last time we saw Gilkey YOLO it all the way over towards dummies. Not going to be the same play this time. But look at this little counter here. We got Trippy snagging that heat wave, knowing somebody's right around him. Does not get the finish just yet, but Formal's going to help get the finish onto Karmea there.
He's got that help. It's really all that matters.
And during that entire time, Optic are essentially trading kills, but going ahead in the slate department. And look at Trippy's kills right now. Objective efficiency at its finest. 0 kills on the board, 44 points on the board, and team is just dominating.
Yeah, you just need 4 more points here if you're Optic, and then you'll take that first round. Not as Complexity have other plans here as they manage to pick up the ball, and they're trying to work this one because they know the pressure's on.
2 points, and that's going to be round number 1 going in favor of Optic.
Yes, it is. We're back in the action. Optic up 1-0. We know we're jumping around all over the place, people. Well, we thank you for sticking with us. And also, we're just watching more Halo, which is always good. So let's see now if Optic can close this one out 3-0 in the series, 2-0 here in Oddball, if that's going to be doable for them. Yeah, actually, I really did like that play. It's just that they didn't have the overshield there, and that really helped them out in that particular instance. But I think the mentality was to just dump that ball, and of course the needles does the work, but dump that ball and then force the movement low, which is what they achieved, especially with them picking up the overshield. They just couldn't, again, couldn't capitalize on it. Those are the things that like just really they sting a bit when you go back and watch the VOD.
Help first. If I'm gonna get help first, I'm gonna challenge this or I'm gonna buy some more time. And Trippy just traded time with Gilkey and got the help.
Oh, well, only a few seconds remaining. And that's gonna be a triple kill for Formal, but it doesn't matter. He gets the overshield and he don't need it because it's game over. 3-0, Optic Gaming dominates this series in a great way for the Green Wall to start off in the champ bracket.
It's FaZe in the red. Optic's Green Wall. It's shields up, weapons hot. We're rocking and rolling.
And as the desk alluded to, Strongholds has not favored Optic Gaming so far. In fact, they've not beaten FaZe in Strongholds so far this year. So we'll have to see whether this is going to help FaZe just get that kickstart in this series. It's always a difficult one to try and navigate here on Solitude. Are you going to go for that trip cap? Are you going to try to hold a double cap and keep them over towards Yard?
Lucid happy just to survive on you, Ben. Has the help of Formal if he needs it. FaZe have turned their attention towards A. They've kept Frosty in Cafe. Put down some damage. APG gets sniped by. FaZe have captured A, but lost 2 members in the process. It's Royal 2 and Renegade.
Here we go.
Have to fight back to back with one another. And there goes Royal 2 and Optic. Look like they're going to lock in a triple cap once more.
This is the Optic that we needed to see. We need to see them competitive and show what they're made of today. And they're still trip capping here against FaZe, ticking up to 130 points. And it's about the collapse from Lucid. He saw players were weak, he gets into blue, and then as soon as he gets that call that there's players in Yard that are weak as well, instantly getting behind, instantly flanking, and they are taking advantage of a heavy points total right now. And this game has gotten away from FaZe Clan. Optic are still dominating, Optic are ticking up, and it's gonna be 250 on the board. What a game 1 from the Green Wall. I think that sets us up and tees us off perfectly for this series.
Clinical. Dominance from the Green Wall. Double their series lead here. We're straight into it. On board with Trippy now, with rockets in hand. And that was too easy.
Too easy, so easy we didn't even see it, but it is also the high side that Optic did spawn on. Typically it is far more comfortable to gauge those rockets. It's successful rocket number 1 onto Renegade, and now it's just about putting them to use. And sometimes just holding those rockets is a power play enough, and you're going to see other teams avoiding that channel. So this is why Trippy's making the move over towards Pink to try and play a little bit of Ring Around the Roses and get the surprise rocket, which he does.
Double kill.
Princess Frosty does get the opener.
Rockets have been scooped up though. Lucid turns and fires. It connects. We're all tied up. And as often as Optic Gaming have secured those rockets, they don't have a lead to show for it.
I think it's smart though, it's intelligent. They're not getting desperate. They're also looking at that clock. They're also looking at the rockets. Time your push effectively. Now the rockets are coming up. If you can get that pick, that's when you get aggressive. That's when you get the kills, and it can result in a free set of rockets, but they've not been able to find that pick at the right time. And now it's gonna be a watch, and again, Optic Gaming, they grab them.
More rockets, more pain, more misery. Optic inviting the pressure on. FaZe Clan oblige. But every single time they do, the kills remain the same. Royal 2 in a 1v1. And it's successful but falls. Trippy on hand to pick up the pieces. They need to double their series lead.
There's no way that Optic should throw it away from here, and I think FaZe, they have to go for the Hail Mary. It has to be a push as a 4 to try and get all 4 dead with only 50 seconds remaining, but with that kill from Formal, surely this one's done.
Renegade gets one. And Frosty will fall. Trippy for the eye of a needle. Secures the final kill. Optic 2. FaZe Clan, game 3. On board with Renegade. Face to face with Lucid. And Snakebite there to get the kill.
FaZe Clan with a 72% win rate on King of the Hill so far this year, a 68% win rate for Optic Gaming, so stats leaning towards the FaZe Clan. Hill Guardian as well, just not a sign of FaZe at the moment. It's going to be one last desperate push to try and wrestle back this first hill, but with that stick, is it going to be enough? Is it going to be an opener? Snakebite desperately dumps himself into the toilet, but it is not going to be enough. The first hill should go in favor of Optic Gaming here, but no, Renegade, he'll swarm in, but is it going to be enough?
Renegade jumps into the toilet. Optic Gaming,
Tell you what,
they're trying to hit flush,
tell you
but
what.
it won't go down. Someone check the plumbing. The FaZe Clan remain in the hill. And it's APG fighting with Frosty. Wow. Towards Mud, and they continue to fight. FaZe somehow, some way, they get hill number 1. APG's in the hill. Royal 2 tries to stop him, but APG lands a Superman punch. 1-1. We're all tied up.
And most importantly, the overshield popped just as they got that hill, and I think Trippy was able to grab it. So Optic not only tie up the game, but they also get hold of the overshield, getting to the next hill. Snakebite off spawn, does not realize APG still behind. And now Optic can start to set up to try and make this 2-1 in their favor. But over towards scoreboard, but that nade is not going to help. We might still have a chance to keep it alive for FaZe, but again, too much time surely has been gathered by Optic, and they take the lead 2-1.
Renegade dives in, but his back turn.
Oh, wow.
All 4 dead. Formal. Doing formal things.
Enemy team took the
It's
hill.
H4F here. Overshielded 18 seconds or so.
You said it yourself at the end of that Complexity series, Formal was beginning to cook, and when Formal gets locked in, he really can look like a different beast. FaZe Clan, they need to not only shut him down, but they need to get him the hell out of this hill right now, because if Optic take a 3-1 lead, it is looking very ugly for FaZe, but now here comes the push.
A focused Formal. It's a final Formal. There's very little to separate these two teams. In fact, only 3 kills, and it's FaZe who hold a Slayer advantage. But it's Optic Gaming closing in on the lead here. As Lucid goes down, 3 dead for the green wall. Can FaZe rescue this top middle hill?
It's so difficult with the way that grenades can just fly at you off spawn, but they try as they might. The nades miss because Renegade just pushes ahead of them. Does have a player behind him though, but Trippy sneaks in. That's massive. Can he sneak this point away? He does! Trippy comes in and steals it from right under their nose.
Trippy the thief in the night.
Are they finally going to have something to celebrate here? A 3-0 against FaZe Clan would be absolutely massive going into the rest of this tournament and give us an indication of where Optic are and Optic's chances of winning here in Fort Worth. 3-2, 1 minute 43 left on the clock. It's a little bit too long for Optic to start thinking about playing time. That's why you saw them managing to grab so much time and also grabbing that overshield. Could this be a game-winning overshield here for Optic Gaming? Oh wow, 3 dead.
It has to be perfect, it has to be surgical. Royal 2, down to little to no shield. Snakebite, unaware of his position. And Formal secured 2. Frosty's lined up and could be his latest victim. 3 dead. It's all on Frosty here to make a play. It's delayed. He goes down, he falls. Optic Gaming are in control.
That was all 4 dead temporarily, but it's going to be a spawn over towards House. But it needs to be a quick push here from FaZe. They have managed to get the player out of the hill, so they can take their time a little bit, but now with players stepping back in, It's one last hurrah here for FaZe, otherwise they'll be going down to the elimination bracket.
Royal 2 waits on big door. Big grenades back him down. Snakebite recognizes the situation, has to get in, has to delay. He can't do so. Formal's got two. Formal's cooking. And Renegade holds the hill. It's all on him. Frosty slides in as well. Melee down. He's looking to brawl. He's using mixed martial arts anyway to secure this hill.
This is so close though. Formal just trying to hold this one. Hold this one for Optic Gaming. Let the remaining teammates spawn. And now the grenades come. Here comes the Optic push.
Here comes the boom. Do they have what it takes to hold? Frosty slides out. He's down to no shields. He will go down. 3 dead here. Optic Gaming have the hill, but they need to clear out Royal 2. They've done so successfully. And Optic Gaming secures a clean sweep against FaZe Clan.
Revenge has been acquired from Salt Lake City. And that being said, Optic look like a different beast here in Fort Worth. They look like they're on fire. They look like they are set out to get that revenge. Is this the Optic Revenge Tour? We're going to find out. It's the winners semi-finals. It's a place to book yourself for winners finals. Who's going to get into the top 3? Let's get it.
Shields up, weapons up. We're underway. Winners semi-finals time. SSG up against Optic Gaming. And we're on board with Lucid. Sniper rifle in hand. And Bound with overshield in his crosshairs. One shot, whisked away. Stellar will pop his shields. Boom. Rocket's also picked up. Overshield will be elsewhere. Repulses the grenade and hits him with the rocket return to sender. This is an opportunity for Lucid to get a flag moving if he can put this rocket to good use.
Didn't even need that rocket in the end. The grenade was enough, but what a stop it was from Optic Gaming. If SSG had got that flag down longer, it could have been 2-0. So now there's a flag pull. Lucid's going to keep it moving over towards because he knows he's got a teammate with the overshield, and it's going to be another sniper side run. Manages to elude the shots of the player spawning over towards flag as Formal is still getting kills. 3 are dead, and it's going to be now a rundown. And it's going to be a long route, but again, can be very effective if you get the slays on the other side.
Taking the long road home. Less traffic, it would seem. He ran straight into a grenade, though. Bound, beautifully placed. But he's in trouble and can't get close. APG prioritizes the touch instead. And he'll fall, but he's got it ever so close. Stellar tries to get close to the return. Formal's going to be pivotal here. He goes down with the help of a plasma grenade.
Look at his
Lucid. He's between two, a rock in a hard place. Flag goes home. Flag pulled out, and SSG could countercap with a triple kill from Eco. They've managed to take control of SSG's tower, which means they will be spawning towards flag, and indeed, the Mangler. Bound, down to no shield, just back to a corner, backs to the walls here for SSG. As Trippy gets the flag out, tosses it towards the plat.
3 dead.
This is a moment then, this is the opportunity. Flag touched, this one's alive. Trippy fumbles it for just a moment, but he's picking up some damage along the way. He can't get it down long haul. Is there anyone on hand to get the pickup? Yes, there is. APG, who else will be there with objective on the mind?
Was that spawn over towards Mauler? That's the real question, but it's okay. It looks like they're still hands-on. Formal can get the touch, and Formal will get the cap. All tied up, 1-1. A collective effort from Optic Gaming. Everyone playing their part to make sure that flag got all the way home. Rockets up in 5 seconds. Penguin gets his face ripped off. Stella could be the next. Takes the body shot.
Formal puts them away. Double kill. An opportunity to seize rockets and seize control of this game in the latter stages. Rocket fired. Rocket finds a home. APG on hand to fire one more. He also connects. 3, make it 4 dead for Space Station.
And Optic have got control, and Formal's got the snipe! And this is the perfect chance for Optic to run this one home. Formal can watch all of the angles. They just need to get it through long haul. They've got all the pieces they could possibly want. This is going to be 2-1.
Flag has the overshield. It's going to be such a difficult stop. It can't be done. Optic take the lead. Formal was pivotal in game 1. Can he be equally so here and now as he immediately heads to top tower?
This will be a series-defining game of Slayer. If Optic start to run away with it, if they play like they so often do here on Slayer Livefire, we might really start to talk about a potential win here not just in the series, but for the tournament with how Optic have been playing. S here for Optic Gaming as Formal has the sniper rifle quite rightly again. This man's on fire.
Formal turned up. Penguins top middle, continues to jiggle peek. Formal will survive. We're all tied up. APG and Stellar.
Push sandbags.
Big door, both weak shot. Big door.
Nice. A flat, guys. A flat. Come here. Come fight with me. Yo, you snipers coming up.
Variety of cuts. Cuts.
Spawning up now.
Screen, but Eco takes a good angle to at least force Trippy back. But Trippy, quite intelligently, will double back on himself to try and find those players who were rotating. It's 3 dead again for SSG. A 10-kill lead, this game should be done.
Stellar. Applying pressure to Lucid. Trippy's there. His long-time duo will ensure he survives. Penguin and Eco will spawn towards C. And they're just throwing bodies forward here, SSG, mindlessly, as though they know the jig is up.
It's so difficult when you find yourself this far behind against a team who knows the map and mode this well as Optic Gaming. Because you want to be aggressive, you want to try and push the narrative your way, but it's so difficult when angles are being watched as Trippy picks up the double. Could have been the triple, but unfortunately was not able to get that final shot with the Bandit.
Requiring one then to close out the Slayer and double their series lead. Eco will go down to APG, and Optic one game away from progressing.
Well, it's familiar territory. We've been here before with Optic Gaming. The job is not done yet. Strongholds recharge, which is a very strong game type for Space Station, but Optic have taken them down before. In fact, the only team that has beaten SSG on Strongholds recharge is Optic Gaming. Can they do it again? Can they get a 3-0 against one of their biggest competitors? Will the revenge tour carry on? And can the Green Wall stand up strong once more?
Have Optic Gaming learned from the lessons, and they licked off the wounds, and they're ready to go again. 2 fall. A in control. Trippy gets 1, gets 2. Formal's there as well. Stellar on Sneaky, has to back down long haul. And Optic again take that poor man setup of A and C, and this time Trippy wants the repulsor, and perhaps he'll be looking to play C by himself.
Yo, one guy double stack.
Double stack, double stack. Up power, weak Stellar. Up power. Go see. One shell in the box.
Bottom mid down, camo guys, on camo now.
One shot mega pit.
Nice, 3 dead.
All dead.
Go back to B. Go back to
Shock
B.
poly up. Shock poly up.
Hear that.
I spawned good.
Hold cold door. Yo, go either guys. In B, guys, in B.
Look at me.
They're looking for me.
Shot B,
Throwing.
And all the meanwhile, APG goes for round 2 at top gold as Penguin just keeping sure he watches that doorway. But there's the pick, there's the second, and now Optic can push.
Formal breaks down the hole with the use of the camouflage. Got 2 more players weak as well. Unfortunately, Trippy can't capitalize on the damage done. As he slides towards A, he will go down. APG, the final member standing, but he's managed to capture B in the meantime. Lucid and Formal get the kills. Camo's up. This could be pivotal.
Camo could be massive. All you really want to do here for Optic is probably watch this camouflage, bait it. You can see Formal waiting as SSG now with one last push. Bounce sends it into A. B is being taken at the same time. Lucid survives, but what's happening at B? It gets taken by SSG, and SSG rips the game from Optic Gaming. Series still alive here as SSG make sure they hold on.
Optic Gaming, although they hold the series lead, this game type will be even more difficult than the last. We're underway, and we're on board with Eco in the cafe.
First Hill always tells us a lot about teams here on King of the Hill Solitude. Who is going to put their life on the line a little bit more? Who is prepared to be a little bit more risque and try and take that extra time? Stella! If he starts hitting shots like that, it could be very bad news for Optic Gaming. Oh boy! Game on, series on. We might even go to a game 5 if he's playing like this. Who's going to put their body on the line for the Hill? Who's going to put their body on the line to get in the way of the bullet of Stella so that you can shut him down? Optic sent 3 players towards Snipe there to make sure that that sniper rifle was ripped out of his hands. All the meanwhile, not many points scored by either team at the moment, or not much time, should I say, in this first hill. Stella just trying to get the shots over towards Lucid at Glass. But it is Optic who have got the better of this first hill at the moment.
They've got a member in the hill. But just as quickly he gets out, they get the kill. Lucid gets one, 2 dead. Stellar has to be an influence here. He can't do so. It has to be a perfect hole from Optic Gaming.
This is still doable, and I think Optic know it as well. If they can get the first onto Eco, then they'll have the extra player on the map. This is still achievable for Optic Gaming. 8 seconds left on the clock, but they cannot afford to slip up. They cannot step out of this hill.
It's still on the cards. Optic Gaming still have a member in the hill, but all of a sudden they're getting garbage truck spawns. They're getting influenced elsewhere. 2 go down for Optic Gaming, but they've still got Formal in there. He gets the kill, and he captures the hill.
We're going to overtime. Still a chance for Optic Gaming. They keep this game alive, and SSG cannot hold them out via the clock. That is always the danger of trying to play time. If you give Optic Gaming an inch, they will take a mile. 2 minutes now, back on the clock, and we're heading over towards Hotel. SSG maybe feel like they have more on the line here as Optic now try and make their push. 2 go down. SSG with the chance to hold this hill.
Lucid still over towards Snipe, but Eco's gotten a kill. They're trying to clear him out. They're trying to flush him. They need to get close. They've got members over towards Snipe, and they've got almost the time that they need. Lucid continues to survive on S4, but Trippy has fallen. And could that be the pick that they need? Could that be the most important kill of the game?
Nice shot from Penguin, though. He got to get in the hill, and they do. 3 are dead for Optic Gaming, and Space Station need to hold, and Trippy, can he do anything off spawn? No, he can't. We're going to a Game 5 in the winner's semis. SSG are making a series of this one. Well, well, well. It's Game 5. It's Space Station. It's Optic. It's Slayer Streets.
And for Space Station, the game plan is back on form. Rockets have been scooped up. Optic Gaming have whisked them away. The perfect start for the green wall. 2 go down. Trippy's still got 1 rocket to play with. Prioritizes surviving for now.
I will say, when we saw Optic Gaming play this earlier on against FaZe, they really dominated rocket control. They slowed the game down. They frustrated FaZe. They constantly forced them into those spawns over towards Tram. They can do something similar. Maybe they can find a recipe for success and finally shut down Space Station on a game which they have not lost so far.
Oh, is Eco in a position to pick up the rockets? The answer's no. He gets meleeed. Lucid gets another kill, and Trippy's got hands on rockets.
Trippy secures the rockets and secures a kill. 31-30. Optic regain the lead here.
Some chance of SSG around the arena. All 4 members of SSG towards Arcade and Red Room. APG could be about to walk into a trap here if he's not too careful. He puts it in reverse towards Caution. Do they know all 4 members are positioned there? APG will go down. And Trippy tries to capitalize on the damage that he's done. 3 dead for SSG. Optic Gaming are piecing it together. Yep. Winners finals. Gets 1. Lucid secures a 2nd. Penguin will fall. Slays have come at the right time as rockets have just popped out the oven, and they're right.
Oh, but Lucid doesn't quite grab them, but it doesn't matter. No rockets, no problem. They're still on the map, though. You want to be able to secure them, which he does the 2nd time around. Wastes them quite intelligently, really, because I think he was very scared he was going to go down. It's a 5-kill lead for Optic.
This one's not done just yet. Bell, though, runs straight into Lucid's plasma grenade. Expertly placed. It's a 2-kill game.
I mean, without that stick, they were going to be overwhelmed by Space Station. It was massive from Lucid. Yes, he lost his life, but his 18th kill could have been one of the most important so far in this game.
Optic turned this one on its head. They play the Uno reverse card. Trippy challenges on statue, but Penguin hits 3 of the best to get the kill. He hits 2 more. 2-kill game. Optic need 2. 1 kill. 55 seconds remain.
Lucid's still dead. It's still an extra man on the map for Space Station, but now he's up. 48 seconds. One last push for Space Station. Optic can play this one slow. They can be the team to sit back, but they are over towards Tram and Red Room. The collapse is there for Space Station, but the last collapse did not go well. They need to plan accordingly. Use the grenade you have available, but Formal gets one!
It's all over! Optic Gaming claim the scalp of SSG. They're going to winners finals.
And not only do they claim the victory, they do it in a Game 5. They do it on a map that SSG had not lost all year long.